Okay, first sale. It's Friday. We're out shopping. This is probably the only day I'm going to get to shop with Marie, unless it rains and we want to go out tomorrow to some estate sales. But it'll probably be the same estate sales as today. This estate sale that we went to, really, we didn't get there early, so I don't know what's left.
They had it yesterday too.
Oh, and they had it yesterday too. So it just
was just a yesterday and today's sale.
Okay, so I didn't see really anything. I think I looked at the pictures. I didn't see anything that I really cared for. They said jewelry. They said games, but I didn't see any games, so this probably went yesterday. But here's what Marie picked out. I picked out nothing because if it's not good, I'm not into it today. It's got to be either super good or super cheap for me today. Because we've been finding a lot. We've been getting a lot, especially at the store. Marie bought this pearl necklace, faux pearl, with dangles and crystals, and Aurora Borealis. And then she found this. This is also a large pendant, multi-strand chain, and it also has dangles. Marie's been into dangles lately. This is probably for eBay, right? Yeah, we paid like $15. It might sit. You might get lucky. Run it when you run a bun auction. Well, worst case scenario, we take it to the flea market. Somebody should like it there. If you don't want to list it, if you want to take it out this weekend with the other stuff and then list it. Okay. Anyway, that's this weekend. There's supposed to be a flea market in North Bergen, but it's probably going to rain. And then there's a flea market in West Milford for those who might want to come to a flea market.
$40 he had on it.
Oh, I mean, I was looking at the, he's probably pricing it for whatever his store or whatever.
I can't probably get $10 for that, even on eBay.
I know. We just went to an estate sale, and the guy was like, everything's half price, but it was like it was like Disney stuff. Supposedly, there wasn't anything antique there. It was just like all like Disney figures.
This area, you can't sell that. Like I said, I forget who makes it.
He said when I was down there.
It's Pfaltzgraff, old Pfaltzgraff, but it's like that brown glazed stuff, and it's shaped like a gingerbread man.
Right, that's McCoy.
It's McCoy, whatever.
Yeah.
He had it marked $40. I can't get $10 for that around here. Nobody wants it.
And who's going to put it online? Well, it would have been $20 because it's half off.
Oh, shit. But the thing is that, stuff like that might go down south. It might go out in the middle of the country. But around here, they're not into it.
Yeah, maybe.
Or up north in Connecticut, maybe they'd want it. They don't want that down here.
No, I looked at, he had a whole bunch of like art and faux art on the walls and just stuff like that.
That was weird. Did you see those photographs?
Well, the guy was a photographer. I didn't even look at the photos. I didn't look at it.
The paintings were marked like $400, $500, $600.
Yeah, I saw that too.
And they're those Thomas Kincaid things.
Yeah, they're repros.
I don't think they're real paintings.
They're not. The real one, his real ones go for tens of thousands of dollars. Well, if you go to the Thomas Kincaid store, they're expensive,
Well, that ain't a Thomas Kincaid store.
I know.
It's an estate sale.
Well, what he does, he prices it retail and then says I'll go half off.
That's why all that stuff's still there.
Yeah, because it's too hard to sell. I'll show what I got. This is Katrina and the Waves. I think her most famous song is Walking on Sunshine. There it is. I'm sure she has other songs. This, with Pride, I don't know. I think this is worth more than 15. I would say that. And then I got the Best of the Beach Boys because Brian Wilson just passed away, so maybe people want to hear his music. I don't know. And then I got this, Doctor Who, the Paternoster Gang, Heritage 1. This is worth about 30-something, or somebody has one online for 30-something. So for $10, it's just, this should pay for everything.
Why are these two-way streets? I mean, I don't get it.
I don't know. They make people park on one side, or they let people park on one side, and then the other sides are for two lanes.
Not parking on the other side.
It does, just not today. Well, there you go.
They're just not parked there now because
there's
no Friday parking in the morning.
Well, that's how it is. These communities are older and they have not wide street. Yeah, it's just they didn't prepare for that. Like all the cars they needed to park. Just figured, this is wide enough for two lanes of cars.
But see, I don't get that because cars back in the day were big. They were like boats.
Man. I know.
My nephew
came with
one of them old cars, and he was afraid to drive it in the city. I had to drive it.
But the thing is, almost nobody had them. You know what I mean? It's like you go back maybe 30 years. Or when they built this stuff, probably 50, 60 years, having a car was a big deal. That would be like probably in the 60s. Yeah, 60 years. But, all right, anyway, that's what I got. And we're going to a few more sales. maybe we got lucky at one of those. Another yard sale. I just bought t-shirts because they weren't expensive. They were cheap, like $1.50 a piece. I spent $12. So basically, I got a lot of beer ones. Bud Light, official beer sponsor of the NFL. And honestly, I have been to a couple of football games, and they drink beer, and I don't even think they drink Bud Light. The last one I went to with AJ, right? We were in the stand. We're sitting there, right? Guys are all like arguing, fighting. One guy threw up behind us. They drink so much. Then the security came and got him. They're like, "Are you gonna be all right?" He's like, "I'm gonna be all right. I won't drink anymore." You know, so he was like begged them, "Don't kick me out." And it was like bitter cold that day. You know, it was crazy. But anyway, so the first one is a Bud Light. This one looks like it's been worn. This one looks pretty clean. Enjoy responsibly. I don't even know what that means. It's like, get drunk, but not that drunk. Here's another. This one is in white. Yeah, somebody smelled like smoke. The guy had a Carhartt jacket, and I know those can be good, but he had like 50 on it, and I could have looked it up, you know, but like, who cares? New Jersey Lottery. It's got graphics on the back. It says, anything can happen in Jersey. I don't know if any of these are worth enough to put online, whether like 25, easy sell, that kind of stuff. But mostly I'll take them to the flea market. I'll sell them for dollars. Miller Lite, and it's got a van on it, the Miller Lite van, driving around, giving you beer. This one's a Carhartt. This is the first piece of Carhartt clothing that I found because everybody talks about it all the time. And this one has, I guess, Force, on a Carhartt Force. I don't know if it's worth much, but for $1.50, who cares? Here's a Budweiser Drink Wiser. Again, you can get a little drunk, but don't get too drunk. You know, don't get pulled over by the cops, breathalyzer drunk. Bud Light, enjoy responsibly, and that might be it. Yeah, there are only 8 t-shirts. Yes. Okay, I'm just gonna take a quick peek at the jewelry. This is a small Bill Harris Birds in Flight sculpture. Pretty cool. It's got with wire, and I forget what those. What do they call those? Poppy. What do they call these things? Cattails. Speaking of cattails, we have a stray outside our apartment. So I bought a couple of bowls to put food. We gave him some food this morning. I'm gonna keep an eye on him. I don't know if he belongs to somebody. He looked a little thin. Sad. Yeah, he looks sad, right? But that's cats. Cats look either mad or sad. Most times. I got a Jethro Tull record. I think it's a brick. That was a couple of bucks. I think I said I paid $40 for everything. I got some Creche Nativity things, mostly angels. And these are the good ones. They're like older Italian Montanini type. So I got 4 angels. I don't know what I paid because it was a bundle price. But each one of these should be like, as long as they're not broken, or each one of these should be at least $10. So I got like 1, 2, 3. I'll just show them. Sitting angel, standing angel. Paint on them mostly good. I actually picked them from a box because some of them were broken with the heads gone. Another kneeling angel. So I got 3 angels, a sheep, bagpipe dude, and a shepherd. So I can lot the shepherd, the sheep, and the bagpipe dude. I probably do the 3 angels, so they'll probably get like 35 each lot, or somewhere that range. Maybe more, I don't know. You know, these will be easy to list. All right, and then, you know, if I listed the angel alone, I'd probably list it for $15. So I figure if I do a lot. This bowl, I thought this was cool because I could put some dry on one side and a little bit of wet on the other side. This way it won't be too much food for the stray. It won't attract squirrels, birds, and whatever, you know. If I put like food on this side and a little dry, or I could put water. But I also got that bowl for water. Can I take a peek at the jewelry? That's not silver, right? Okay, but it's cool. Who makes this?
I don't know.
Okay. Kind of rattles a little bit for some reason. This is Crown Trifari. It wasn't expensive, I guess, right? And, I mean, people like Crown Trifari. Crown Trifari stuff can go better than regular Trifari.
This is just, I just like the design of that bracelet.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Hopefully it'll clean up.
Yeah, it should clean up. But it's just like a modern kind of design. Pretty neat.
This is old glass.
Yeah, this one is old.
You can see the way it's birds and flower things.
Yeah, that's definitely old. It's like a small choker for sure.
These are like weird bee cufflinks.
Let me see. Anybody make them?
It's not marked.
Still pretty cool. Enamel. Bees. Unmarked.
And these are mother of pearl. I just like the way they looked, and you don't find a lot of
You can
white.
get. I mean, normally we sell. Yeah, and these are mother of pearl for sure because you can see through them. Well, you can't really see through them, but.
I'm gonna check these earrings.
I do this way. Like the light. It's backlight. Okay, it doesn't matter. But they're cool. And normally you list cufflinks for like at least 20, 25, right? And these are cool. These look like Weiss Christmassy type.
They're probably Warner.
Okay. So they're probably worth 25 and up.
I don't know. Let me look it up now.
Yeah, you see the pins all the time. Oh, and the last thing I got was this bowl. It's just a Pyrex bowl. It's heavy. I can put water in it for the cat. I'm just gonna put this back in here. I don't think you had an actual bag for jewelry. Oh. That's me dropping something. I always go when I drop something. I don't know why. Okay. I was waiting for you to see if you can figure out what the Warner's worth, but it don't matter. If I find out, I'll say in the next part of this video. Okay, last sale. I really didn't find. I spent $8 for some clothes. And this is a mistake. It's Brigadoon, and I was like, oh, that's the Broadway play, right? Because I've had Broadway shirts before, but then I just looked at the back of it. It says Paramus Catholic High School, so that's nothing. I bought these two Revlon. There's two of them. Run Walk for Women from 2001 and from 2002. Those might be something on eBay. I can lot them. I probably should have just grabbed a couple more things to like fill the bag, but then I got this. This is a Naruto Gap shirt, a hoodie, and it needs to be clean. I didn't notice it had some stain spots on it, but they look like they'll come out. And then this is a Sonic hoodie. Let me see what size it is. I got a feeling most of this is for, it's a medium, so it's small. But I didn't realize, again, I wasn't really looking carefully because I was distracted because I had to pee, which I'm going to do next. A couple of stains, so I got to wash this too. But whatever, even if I sell one thing for 5 or 8 or, whatever, I'm good. Okay, that's it. Yeah. All right, this it? That's all I came into store today?
Yeah.
Ozzy cassette and Ozzy CD set. This is probably worth like 20, 25 tops. This is 10-ish to 15. Nobody's getting rich, but I'm gonna put that up here.
Yep.
All right, so we got a bunch of Japanese games in. All of these I cannot. I'm not gonna read. You guys can figure it out. But it's all Japanese stuff. Dragon Quest. I mean, these would be really amazing games if they were the English version. So, Monster Hunter 3. Sure. Are you out of here?
I just want to see one.
Yeah, go ahead. Dragon Ball Z, PS2, Japanese, Mario Sports Mix, Naruto. Yeah, they're all Japanese. I mean, I'm sure they're playable. I don't know if they have, like, we can switch it to English. Like, this would be really good if this were English. Yeah. And it has good value, too. Biohazard.
Bunch of these games are good if they were.
Yeah, I know. So he's going to put them online, I guess. And Rainbow Six wouldn't be worth much, Japanese or English. Wii River Sports Resort is actually pretty good, and I think it's like 2025. Another Naruto. You can probably lot some of these. Final Fantasy. Then probably the Dragon Ball Z's are the best. Even this game in English is probably like, I don't know if it went up in value. It's like 10, 15, something like that. So in Japanese, it's probably like 8 or whatever. Another Dragon Ball Z, another Naruto. One Piece, Dark Souls 2, Naruto. I wish these were in English for sure. Dragon Ball Z. I wish I should play Dragon Ball Z games. I need a modern system. Dragon Ball Z Burst Limit. This one would probably be really good. And Metal Gear Solid. Also, we got some Pokemon cards. I think this is the best one, right? Oh, this was the best one. This graded would, if it grades high, will do really well. Ungraded, it's over 200. I'm not exactly sure how much. I got to do more research. And then there's a couple ones that are still better, but I'll let you guys see everything.
Tony, where'd you put the post-it?
It's right there. Yeah, I taped it right there.
To write down something.
Okay, it's right there, dude. It's
So,
easy to
summer,
find. And then
any
these are
summer
cheapos, right? A few of these in here are like 10 or less. But, yep. So that's the other trading for today.